And here we go, here from the SWCL Tournament Championship game between the Crane Pirates, the runner-ups from last year's SWCL Tournament Championship game, as they faced the Clever Eagles last year. They faced the Purdy Eagles tonight, the Clever Blue Jays. They'll face the Purdy Eagles tonight. For tonight's starting lineup, we're going to first read off the visiting Crane Pirates, which will go with Heath Quick, Chase Conrad, Darren Terrell, Bryson Brandstetter, Nick Brannon, Isaac Robinson, Isaiah Smith, who's pitching tonight for the Pirates, Zane Compton, and Seth Steele. For the Purdy Eagles, it will be Kyler Props, Clay Henderson, Andrew Martinez, OCL Aldaba, Carl Hewlett, Andres Aldaba, Zane Brown, the pitcher for the Purdy Eagles, and Jake Brown to wrap up the lineup for the Purdy Eagles. I want to welcome you guys all into this live stream here on the Ozarks Sports Report YouTube channel. My name is Adam Smith, alongside the Clever Blue Jays head coach, Justin Snyder.
Good to be here, Adam.
As we start to kick off this SWCL championship game between the Pirates and the Purdy Eagles. These two teams met last week on last Monday. It was a 10-2 blowout from the Purdy Eagles to the Crane Pirates. Coach Snyder, what is it going to be for the Crane Pirates? What are you going to have to do in this championship game tonight?
Well, the weather, I think, could play a part in tonight's game. It's going to dip into the maybe mid to low 50s by the end of tonight, maybe even into the 40s. I know when I got out of the car, it was around 59, 60 degrees, but it's definitely dropped off since the sun's gone down, and the wind's kind of calmed down, which is nice. I'm sure both coaches appreciate that, because the wind was blowing at about 20 miles an hour when I got here, and it's definitely died down since. But it's a pretty big ballpark. Usually the colder it gets, the less the kids want to swing, and I don't think anybody has played a game this chilly since probably last spring.
As we kick off now, the SWCL Tournament Championship game, it is Heath Quick to be the first batter for the Pirates. His first pitch to him is going to be a strike, as it's going to be an 0-1 count on Heath Quick. Heath Quick, who's playing left field tonight for the Pirates. As the next pitch from Brown, swinging a foul back. Now behind 0-2, what's Heath Quick going to be thinking in this at-bat?
Down 0-2, probably looking to fight off a pitch, probably going to go away or down low with the curveball here. Let's see what there's fastball outside just off the plate. Not sure who our umpires are. I know Mike Hunter's at first base. I'm not sure who's behind the plate, but that was a definite borderline pitch that was called a ball, so maybe the zone will be pretty tight. Curveball low there. Catcher wanted it, but it was just a little bit low. I'd look for him to go back fastball here.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Here's a 2-2. Oh, swinging a high fly ball. That is going to be down, and that's the first hit of the ball game. There goes Heath Quick, rounding first, rounding second, chugging all the way to third, and he will stop there at third for a lead-off triple.
He definitely looked fastball, set on that, drove the fastball that was down the middle of the right field, over the right fielder's head, brings up Conrad. I'm not sure if is he playing shortstop?
Yes.
The shortstop here for Crane. See what the infield's doing. The infield's kind of playing halfway. Conrad, not the biggest kid in the world, so I'm not sure. Halfway on turf. I don't know. The catcher about threw that one away. I'm sure there's a reason for it. Probably hits a lot of ground balls, a lot of balls up the middle. Infield's definitely pinched up the middle, so.
0-2 quickly in the count on Chase Conrad, the leadoff man. Heath Quick is the man at third, waiting to score that first run of the game. He could score with one swing of the bat off of Conrad. And Crane in the last game on Monday night against Billings in the SWCL semifinal game, they scratched and clawed, and they came up with the win, 6-4 over the Billings Wildcats. What's Crane going to be looking like after that fiery game against Billings on Monday night?
Probably just to continue the momentum they've got and they've picked up. I know Coach Harmon told me they struggled a little bit out of the gate with Blue Eye the other day, and he needed to refocus the kids. So I'm sure that happened with Billings on Monday. And, usually when you get into a championship game, it's the team that executes the best and doesn't kick it around or throw it around. So I'm sure we'll have two pitchers here that throw a lot of strikes, and kids will be swinging. I don't think we have anybody that throws, overly hard or fast. So probably looking for, the team that's going to play the best defense tonight. We got a strikeout there on a backdoor curveball to Conrad, bringing up the 3-hole hitter.
That 3-hole hitter is going to be Darren Terrell, the catcher tonight for those Pirates. And Terrell, who's had a quiet night last night, but he was able to get his first pitch to him is going to be a strike at 0-1, swinging strike. So last night, Darren Terrell, who struck out, flew out, and had a sacrifice ground out last night in the game against Billings in the SWCL semifinal game. So he's gone quietly in this SWCL tournament. What's he going to be looking for in tonight's championship game against Purdy?
He's down quick 0-2 too. This Purdy pitcher's throwing a lot of strikes. Definitely commanding the fastball, throwing it in and out. The lefty's up. The umpire's giving a little bit off the plate with the right-hander up. The one pitch that we saw that was off the plate, he didn't give anything. So, that could be a factor too. I don't know how many left-handed batters Crane has, but they definitely have a few hitting in the 2 and 3 hole. Curveball in the dirt there, held up. It's now 1-2. Fouled a pitch off before that, the fastball. I would expect either a fastball off the plate just barely or a fastball up right here.
1 ball and 2 strikes on Darren Terrell. Here's that 1-2 pitch. Swing and a miss, and down goes Terrell on that strikeout. And there's 2 away here in the top half of inning number 1.
Came at him with a fastball there inside and got him to swing and miss. I'm sure Coach Harmon is, first inning, leadoff triple, just looking for somebody to make some contact there. Interestingly enough, the middle infield for the 3-hole hitter had backed up. They were playing about halfway with Conrad up. I would assume that has to do with size, maybe a scouting report or something like that. But everybody's in their normal positions now. Fastball just off the plate, called for a ball. So it looks like the left-handed batters are going to get, strikes called just a little bit off the plate, and the righties are getting the tighter end of the zone. Fly ball to center field. Looks like it's going to get Purdy out of the inning. It's high. Caught by the center fielder. Purdy escapes a jam there with the leadoff triple from Crane's leadoff man and go down with 1 hit and no runs in the first inning and no errors for Purdy.
No runs, no hits, no errors, no runs, 1 hit, no errors for those Eagles. Eagles are coming up to the bat. We're going now to the bottom of the first inning. It is no score between Crane and Purdy. Okay. We might move just a little bit so that our viewers can see the scoreboard. This side of the way. Whoa, now that one here. There we go. Oh, darn it.
You're kind of, that's just,
Yeah.
it is what it is.
Oh. We can we can see the scoreboard, but they can't.
That's all right. To be honest with you, that's so small. How should they be able to see it anyways?
I like to see first, third. I like to see all the bases. There we go. Yeah, it's. What do you expect? Filming it on an iPhone. Alright. Yep. There we go, back on. Welcome back to Coach Bob Smith Field here at College of the Ozarks here in Point Lookout, Missouri. Adam Smith, Justin Snyder joining you guys here in the bottom half of inning number 1. First batter for the Purdy Eagles is going to be Kyler Props. Kyler Props, the batter for these Purdy Eagles. And top of the first inning, what are you going to be seeing from Props tonight?
Well, from what I've seen so far, we've got lefty on the mound, probably upper 60s, low 70s with a good curveball. Looks like he's able to command the fastball where he wants. Knowing Coach Hughes for a long time, there's one thing his kids are going to do, they're going to be able to hit the baseball and they're going to put the ball in play, whether you throw 65 or whether you throw 85. So I would expect for Crane to have to play really good defense tonight. At least the top part of the order for Purdy here is going to be really looking to drive baseballs, and they just do a really good job of I call them pesky hitters. They just don't strike out a lot.
That's one thing about Crane also, as well as Purdy, is they are pesky. Don't strike out a lot, but if you get them on base, they can cause headaches.
Got a 1-2 count here. Haven't seen a curveball yet, so might be a good time to see it. I know Coach Martin made a living. I think he's the pitching coach this year, and he made a living playing for me, and was actually 8-0 as a senior and a starter, all state. And curveball there on the outside corner and a little bit low, called for strike 3. Looks like he gave the outside corner on that one to the right, or to a righty batter, but strikeout for out number 1 for Purdy.
So that will bring up Clay Henderson, the batter, after that called strikeout for Kyler Props. Clay Henderson, not a big guy, but this guy, he can show some pop in his bat.
Yeah, sometimes the little guys can get a little pop in the bat too. Usually extremely athletic, foul ball down the line, but a really good cut, and he hit it over the hitting facility down there, which is probably sitting the tail end of it right around the actual fence line, probably about 290, 300 feet. So, obviously he's got a little bit of pop to hit a line drive over there. Swing looked good. Fastball in the dirt there brings the count to 1-1.
Thing is about Isaiah Smith is he's been able to slam the door on those Purdy Eagles. He, in his last game, that happened back on Saturday in the Seymour, not last Saturday, but the Saturday before last when the Pirates played Blue Eye. Safe.
He can run.
He can run, so that will give Henderson a infield single. It's gonna bring up That'll bring up Andrew Martinez. And what have you seen? What do you see from a guy like Andrew Martinez?
This kid's a good hitter. I don't know, a lot of these kids out here, both teams had so much turnover from last year. I'm not sure outside of 2 kids I know anybody on the Crane team. I really remember seeing him a lot on the varsity level. Purdy, I think, returns 3 or 4 starters, but this is one that this guy can absolutely swing the bat, and very, very good hitter, curveball away there. I completely understand, where the Crane coaching staff's going here. You want to be careful here because he's not just capable of hitting the ball in the gap, but he's capable of hitting the ball out of the park.
And Purdy does have some big power hitters on their lineup. 1 ball, no strikes. Outside now. 2 balls and no strikes. Not good for Isaiah Smith with only 1 away. So far, he's been able to not have any base runners, so he's only got 1 base runner on, so no multi-base runners in this bottom of the first inning.
Yeah, I'd be interested. I'm not sure. 3-0 count now. Another curveball low. That you can definitely tell that they're trying to work very carefully here. If I'm guessing right, I'm sure Coach Hughes is giving their hitter the green light here. If he sees a fastball he likes, first inning with the runner on base, probably going to let him swing. It seems to be the new age of philosophy in hitting. 3-0. If it's close, go ahead and let your kids swing it if it's your better bats. He draws a walk there on a fastball away, brings up another big kid, number 7. Runners on first and second and 1 out for Purdy. A little bit of a jam here for the Crane pitcher and Crane team, but they're double play depth up the middle. Corners are even. I'm sure they're looking to try to induce a ground ball here. Probably going to see some off speed to the 4-hole from Purdy. Try to induce that ground ball. And there it was right there. We got a curveball for a strike on the outside corner.
Curveball for that strike on the outside corner. 0-1 the count now on Mason Schollert, as he'll look to extend the inning as he'll look to get on base. Runners on first and second base. So it's a 1 ball, 1 strike count on big Mason Schollert. And this guy can hit big power guy. In the last game between these two teams, Charlotte actually hit it out at Purdy. And what's he going to be looking for in this AB?
Well, he just got jammed with a fastball, popped it up to first base, but the first baseman ran out of room and or right on the line. We can't really see right now. So he either dropped it or just ran out of room and couldn't get to it. With a 1-2 count and trying to induce the ground ball, I still stay here that he'll probably see a curveball low. I'm just not sure you want to go up right now to a 4-hole hitter in the lineup with a runner in scoring position. And he's seen 2 curveballs of the 3 pitches that he's seen. So it wouldn't shock me here if we see a curveball low or a curveball out and see if they can't get the ground ball. And again, we saw a curveball out and away. It's a short hopper to the third baseman. Third baseman throws to first. Gets the out at first, stays on the bag and hangs. He got the ground ball, but it was just a slow chopper to the third baseman. Made a nice play and threw it over to first base for the out. So now there's second and third with 2 outs. The 5-hole hitter is up for Purdy. And, both teams here, both coaches probably would like, for balls to be hit out of the infield, in those situations. But it's high school baseball, and sometimes you just don't get what you want.
It's also about the timing as well, because it takes a little bit of time for both players to kind of wake up in the game. I mean, is that normal? Do you expect your players to start off a little bit slow and then get a little bit faster?
I think in championship games, it's the team that gets the most comfortable the fastest. There's a base hit down the right field line. Going to definitely go for extra bases or on third, scores or on seconds rounding coming home. He'll score easily. The runner or the batter ends up standing up at second with a double. Really good piece of hitting there, fastball away, and he drove that ball to right field all the way to the wall. Definitely a no doubt double right there. And Purdy's on the board 2-0 here in the bottom of the first. What I was saying earlier, though, is in a championship game, the team that's the most comfortable, the fastest, is usually the team that's going to be, jump out ahead. Both of these teams have a lot of experience playing in big games, so you wouldn't think that it would be as big of a deal. We got a ground ball there, curveball chopper up the middle, shortstop makes a nice play to first base to get the out. So Crane gets out of it with giving up 2 runs on 2 hits and no errors in the inning. But, the team that calms down the fastest is usually the team that's going to see the most early success. But both these teams, even if the kids haven't been playing in the games or sitting on the bench or playing JV, they've still been around the atmosphere of big games. So I wouldn't think, a championship atmosphere would phase either team.
So as we now head to the top of the second inning, Pirates going to have to score in this inning. It is a 2-0 Purdy lead over Crane. Yep, and then we can go ahead and talk about what Crane's going to have to do in the next inning, which you can tell they're going to be fighting tonight.
Yep.
Was that a ground out to the
Shortstop. He about threw it away.
Okay, and then that one to Charlotte, that was a ground out to the second baseman?
Which one? The last batter ground out.
No, Charlotte, the second out.
The second out was a ground out to the third baseman.
Third baseman. Okay. There we go. He worked really well in here. Does it also slows down the baseball speed when it's cold out, right?
Yep.
That's not cold, but it's more crisp.
Actually, I don't know. Humidity slows the baseball down.
Oh, humidity, so.
Because of the heavy air.
Oh, yeah, and the chill, and the chilliness.
I don't know if the chill makes it pop more or not, but I know humidity definitely makes it.
Now we got Nick Brandon. Kicking off the top of the second inning between the Pirates and the Eagles. It's the SWCL Tournament Championship game between the Pirates and the Eagles. The Pirates have been here before, haven't they, Coach Snyder?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that the last 2 games have been – actually, I know, not pretty sure, I know, because we have played Crane in the last 2 SWCL Tournament Championship games. So, they've been here. They have a ton of experience. Even the guys that are playing that didn't play a lot last year have a lot of experience of what big game atmospheres are like. We're sitting here at a 1-1 count to the 4-hole, I believe, of 5-hole. 4-hole. for Crane. But fastball away there, 2-1. He is definitely not giving anything on the outside corner to the righties. Yeah, but Crane, they're scrappy hitters. They'll put the ball in play. There's a fastball up, swing and a miss, so strike 2. With Coach Hughes, I'm pretty sure right here you're going to see a curveball. Or he may go up again with a fastball, but it'll either be a curveball, on the outside corner, or a fastball up, my guess. Catcher sets up away, curveball away. So definitely, that was a pretty good spot right there. For pretty good job by the hitter, fouling the pitch off, but a pretty good pitch too by the pitcher.
2-2 the count on Nick Brannon, the batter for the Crane Pirates. Here's that 2-2 pitch. Swing and a hot shot, base hit, and that's going to be bobbled by the right fielder. And Brannon's going to be racing around first and save, says the bases umpire. And Brannon's going to have himself a leadoff double.
I'm not sure what happened to the right fielder, if he slipped or fell, but the ball got by him about 15, 20 feet, and the batter was running out of the box. Definitely looked too as soon as he saw the ball get past the right fielder. Really close play at second base. I want to call him Coach Hunter. Mike Hunter calls him safe at second. So we've got another leadoff man on with no outs right here. We got a fastball outside corner called for a strike. His job right here is just to move him over to third base or try to poke it through somewhere. But I'm sure Coach Harmon's preaching, hit the ball to the right side, get him over, or hit it through the infield. Curveball there, curveball or changeup, not sure which, down and away.
Now, if we debate that, from a righty, how hard is it to hit the ball the other way?
Well, that pick to second there. Coach Hughes' teams are very, very good at picks to second. They do it a lot, so you always got to be on your toes with that. And as a high school hitter with young kids, I think it's when you can get a kid that knows how to hit to all fields, life becomes a lot easier for them. Pitchers throw harder. They're not going to always throw, just throwing it down the middle. They're actually hitting spots now when you get to varsity baseball. And a lot of guys live on the outside corner, so it's definitely key in order to hit the ball the other way. We got a 3-1 count now, 2-1 to the hitter here. No, it is 3-1 to the hitter here. But going the other way in high school baseball is tough. It requires the batter to stay disciplined and take good swings going, where the ball is pitched. There's a walk there, so we got runners on first and second with no outs. What hole hitter we got?
We are at the
seventh hole up, so I would expect a bunt here to move the guys up to second and third with no outs. He's definitely up in the box and crowding the plate. We got a bunt, scores the bunt. Runners at second and third now with no outs, and it looks like the pitcher did the job for him and moved the guys up a base, and now this guy's role completely changes, and his job is to move the baseball hard somewhere in order to get that run. Purdy looks like they're keeping their defense back.
And what a rivalry this is between Crane and Purdy. You think this is one of the best rivalries that you could see coming out of the SWCL?
I definitely think it will be. I mean, Purdy comes in from a conference where they were routinely the conference champions, and they've won so many district championships in the conference that they were in. Base hit to left field. No, bobbles it. And then a missed throw by the left fielder allows the hitter to take second base. So we've got second and third with no outs, nobody out. Good piece of hitting there going the other way. But, yeah, I think this has the possibilities of being a great matchup, not just now, but in the future. Crane is always going to be an upper, enrollment school, and in the SWCL now that Forsyth and Clever are out, and Purdy's going to be the same way. Both coaches doing a tremendous job with both teams of preparing their teams. And in Class 2 baseball, I'm not sure you can find more consistent programs than these two. Hughes took a trip to the mound there to probably calm down his pitcher. Continues to leave his infield back, which to me, up by a run, probably the same thing that I would do. The way this game's kind of going, it looks like it might be a pretty high-scoring affair. Both teams are hitting the ball well and hitting the ball the other way well, which is always a good thing. If you can hit the ball the other way, you can hit the ball, pull the baseball. So we got an 0-1 fastball there from the pitcher. Another pitch Same spot, same location, 0-2 there. Probably going to see a fastball up or a curveball down here to the 8-hole hitter right here.
0-2 the count, still nobody out. There's still a lot of time left. Oh, swinging bobble, and we are tied. 2-2 tie between the Pirates and the Eagles, and the Pirates are playing a lot of small ball. You can tell these Pirates are woken up. They have not went to sleep for, we'll give them about 48 hours of no sleep tonight.
We always have a saying when we play Crane, you got to withstand the initial surge. They're a very fast starting team usually with a lot of energy from their dugout and their bench. They just don't ever seem to go away. And ground ball there was hit to the second baseman. The infield playing back. If the infield's playing in, that might get through. So it probably saved a run that they were playing back. They've got one out now with a runner on second. The infield's still back. To me, that tells me Coach Hughes thinks they're going to put up some more runs today in this game. Fastball up and away, possibly looking for the squeeze there with the 9-hole hitter up. But I just kind of get the feeling we might see a relatively high-scoring game. You know, I'm not saying we're going to see double digits by any team, but maybe in the 6, 7, 8 run mark for each team. With the way that they're hitting and swinging the bats tonight, they're both going the other way just ridiculously well. So
2 balls, no strikes, and only one out here in the top of the second inning. It's a tie game. Strike one now, 2 balls and 1 strike now on Seth Steele. Looking to bring in Heath Quick, who can do some damage. He could take this, and Seth Steele can take the lead with one swing of the bat. Tall, lanky guy who can hit for power as well. Squeeze play, here it comes the, but he is out there with that squeeze play, so it's 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 away.
it's a good time to squeeze there in a 2-1 count. You're not expecting curveball. Pretty good call by Coach Harmon. Pretty good call by Coach Hughes too, though, to have enough faith in his pitcher to throw the curveball for a strike. Bunting curveballs is extremely hard to do. And in bunting situations, and I think that point is proven right there. Strike 3 with another curveball to the 9-hole hitter that gets him out of the inning with a tie game. 2-2 heading here into the bottom of the second. But good job of execution by the pitcher. Bunting curveballs is just a hard thing to do, and on a squeeze you can't pull back. So he did his best effort to try to bunt the ball. He just went over the top of it, and the catcher was able to catch the ball and tag the runner out coming in from third.
So as we head now to the bottom of the second inning, it's time for the Pirates to protect that 2-2 tie. We're going to the bottom of the second inning. It is a 2-2 tie between Crane and Purdy. Oh yeah, this is going to be a high-scoring game.
Maybe both teams kind of settle down. I don't know.
Who knows?
Both pitchers are getting hit.
Oh yeah.
But that's going to happen. I don't think either pitcher throws real hard. So.
No, these pitchers. So not 2 of these pitchers, or both these pitchers don't throw hard.
I don't think so. They've got nice curveballs.
They've got nice curves. I think there's something about how Julian actually referred to as 2 kinds of curveballs. There's like a running curveball and there's some other curveball.
12-6.
12-6 and the running curveball.
Yep.
What is the difference between those two? Like 12-6, the normal
12-6 is
curveball?
going to come from the 12 o'clock spot on the clock down to the 6 o'clock spot.
Oh.
A running curveball is going to run from here.
That way.
Straight up and down.
Welcome back to Coach Bob Smith Field here at College of the Ozarks here in Point Lookout, Missouri, just across 65 from Hollister and south of Branson. It's going to bring up Andres Aldaba. Or no, pardon me. I think it'll be Osceola Aldaba. Or no, yeah, Andres Aldaba. Here in the bottom of the second inning. First pitch, a swing and a miss, 0-1. And what are you going to be seeing from this bottom of the order for the Purdy Eagles tonight?
Probably just more kids are looking to put the ball in play, and a little chopper there on a curveball. Throw to first gets the out. Like we were talking about during the break, I don't feel like either pitcher's, velocity is hard enough where they're going to get a lot of strikeouts based on fastballs, but both pitchers have really nice breaking balls, and I'm sure they'll use that to their advantage. And, they both seem to be throwing the curveball consistently for a strike. I'd say most of the outs are on curveballs here, and fastballs are getting hit, which would, again, tell me that, we might be seeing low 70s, maybe mid 70s from the guys, but the fact that everybody in the order seems to be hitting the ball, definitely going to be a game of being able to hit spots and location on both pitches and mixing both pitches in as we see a change up in the zone there.
Change up in the zone, 1 ball and no strikes. Should be 1 ball and it's probably going to be 2-0, 2 balls and no strikes. There on Zane Brown, the pitcher for the Purdy Eagles, and definitely in the bottom of the order. This is where you have your weakest hitters, your not so good hitters in the lineup.
Yeah, usually your younger guys that you're looking to gain confidence with, you will hit more towards the bottom of the order. You get a 3-1 fastball there for a strike. I'm not sure. Are we at the 7-hole? 8-hole? 8-hole here. So, they're looking at putting solid contact on the baseball, and into that, he draws a walk there to bring up the 9-hole with 1 out. If you're Crane here, definitely want to try to get a double play, not allow that lineup to roll back over. I know Purdy's top of the order is pretty tough. Crane's top of the order is pretty tough, but Purdy's got some pretty big bats in the top of theirs, too.
It's also all about confidence. Only 1 away with only 1 runner on. That is Zane Brown, the pitcher. It's going to bring up Jake Brown, the 9th man in the lineup. And this is 1 easy out. The 9th man, he is usually the easy out, especially during Major League Baseball. The 9th man is always the easy out in every baseball game.
I don't know if I'd call it 9-hole easy outs in high school baseball. High school baseball just tends to be every out sometimes can be a hard out. But, definitely 9-hole. Some teams use it as a double leadoff and have guys hit in the 9-hole that can put the ball in play and are going to hit for a really high average. We see a guy taking off to second base. He gets a stolen base pretty easily. The ball was from the catcher or throw to second base from the catcher sailed right towards the second baseman. So we got a steal here on the high leg kick. That might be one thing that Coach Martin or Coach Harmon talk about a little bit is he's consistently gone to the high leg kick every time that there's been a runner on first. It looks like the timing got put down. So now we're looking at a runner on second with the 9-hole up and a 1-1 count with 1 out. This guy again, being the 9-hole, looks like a smaller guy, maybe a younger guy, and just looking to move the baseball. Maybe he can get 1 through and pick up another run. Pitcher here. 9 holes are difficult to pitch to. He goes fastball again, base hit through the 5-6 gap on the left side. He's going to hold the runner at third, so the 9-hole comes up with a big hit. Fastball down the middle, and the 9-hole put a good, piece of aluminum on the bat or on the ball, and gets it through the 5-6 hole on the left side between the third baseman and the shortstop. First and third now with 1 out in the bottom of the second, and this brings up the leadoff man for the inning.
Kyler Propst, the leadoff man for the inning. He struck out looking in his last plate appearance, so he'll look to rebound in this plate appearance. Runner going. And Brown will, Jake Brown will steal second easily. And also Purdy is going to be they have been a deadly team there in the SWCL, which we believe they took an over Clever spot, haven't they?
Yeah, Clever and Forsyth went to the Mid Lakes, so now we got a base hit driven to center field. Catches the ball, runner on third tags, throw to the plate, not going to be in time. The ball's cut, thrown to third base. I'm not sure the third baseman was expecting it. He had to make an emergency catch right there, jumping over the guy at third, but I'm not sure what the argument. Oh, they're appealing to third base, saying he left early to the home plate umpire. But That was pretty deep. I wasn't looking if he left early, but I'd be shocked if he did with how deep the ball was and how deep he's playing. I think it's 390 to center field, and he's definitely playing out there. So this brings up the 2-hole hitter that brings the score or the runner in. So the score is 3-2 Purdy. Runner on third moved up to third. He tagged up too. So this is the 2-hole up, who I believe had a nice base hit. I want to say to right field last time. So infield single. But good job there by the leadoff man driving the ball to center field to picking up that other run. 2-0 now. Ball's going to be low and away. Definitely want to try to get this guy with 2 outs because the 3-4 guys are some big men. I don't want to say boys because they are men from Purdy. So, you know, especially with the 3-hole coming up, one of the better hitters in probably the area. And catcher makes a throw to third, gets by, and that's going to score a run for Purdy to make the score 4-2 on the throwing error by the catcher.
4-2 Purdy. This could be a 2-run game either between Crane or Purdy. As Crane was able to tie it up, they're going to have to re-tie it up in the next half inning of play. So with 2 away, 3 balls and no strikes, Crane has been able to keep the runs at a minimum of 2. But Purdy is a big test for Crane, aren't they?
Yeah, they're just a good team. You know, year in, year out, Hughes does a great job with what he has, and every year you think it might be a down year for them, and they just retool and do a good job of just, they don't beat themselves. Ground ball to the second baseman there. Throws the ball over to first base for the out, gets him out of the inning. It's 4-2 now for Purdy, but Coach Hughes just does a really good job of Purdy. They just never seem to beat themselves, and they make you beat them. You know that they're going to play with confidence and just do their jobs as players.
So with 2 runs already coming across the plate on, which we believe it was a couple errors, 2 base hits, and a runner, and 1 runner is left on base. We're going out to the top of the 3rd inning. It is 4-2 Purdy over Crane. This is going to be a shootout game.
Yep.
If you can go Crane's way, you can go Purdy's way. Let's hope one of them scored 3 runs in the inning. Wasn't it like this? You guys were leading in the 2016 championship game against Crane, and they came back and won it.
2 outs, 7th inning, drop fly ball. Tied the game. Double took the lead.
Oh, and Mott
And
said
then we
walked it off. Or no, you guys were the.
We got beat.
Oh,
The drop fly ball allowed the tying run to score. Then a base hit allowed another run to score. We gotta get back on. We let off the inning with a double. We got from the second round.
back here, Coach Bob Smith field Heath Quick, the batter, who tripled in his last plate appearance, the first hit of the game. 0-2 count now on Heath Quick. What's he going to look for after that big leadoff triple?
The triple was hit on a fastball, so he goes curveball away there. That's not too surprising on an 0-2. I would say maybe fastball inside here to try to jam him. He is right on top of the plate. And it was. It was a fastball inside, strike 3 on a swing. Probably smart move there by Coach Hughes. Use both sides of the plate if you've got pitchers that can and aren't scared to go inside. It's a good thing to do. That brings up Conrad, the 2-hole in the shortstop. They're playing back this time, so left-handed sick. They definitely got him to play the pool a little bit. Fastball down the middle for a strike. Right there, the shortstop's playing the pool. The rest of the guys are playing about straight up, and the outfield's straight up. But shortstop is definitely, and the third baseman, way off the bag. I'm guessing that's a scouting report right there that he's a pool or up the middle kind of guy.
1 ball, 1 strike. Oh, ball way outside. Now 2 balls and 1 strike. Both these pitchers have not. It's not been easy for both these pitchers because both Crane and Purdy have clawed and fought and fought this game. And we're only in the third inning. Ball dropped and foul. So that will save Crane an out, as it's 2 balls and 2 strikes there on the speedy Chase Conrad. And Purdy, they do not want to get Chase Conrad there on the base. They're on base, don't they?
Yeah, they don't. And they had gone down the middle on strike 1 and then gone inside on strike 2, and they tried to go curveball away. To make it 2-1, they went back with the fastball inside. Let's see what he gets right here. He got curveball in the dirt, swing and a miss. Catcher gets the ball, throws to first, and he is out at first with a strikeout right there. Pretty good pitch sequence there for the pitcher. But, we had talked about the weather earlier. Sometimes it's harder for pitchers to get a grip when the weather's cold. And, in that aspect, it's a little surprising that the pitchers have thrown such good off-speed but struggled a little bit with their command of the fastballs today. But the last at-bat, I thought the pitcher did a pretty good job of pitching to how the defense is. The defense really hasn't changed on this kid either. The 3-hole here for Crane. Third baseman's playing way off the bag, and the shortstop's playing almost in double play depth up the middle. They go with the fastball down the middle. But with Hughes' teams, they're not scared to throw inside, outside, down, up, out any way they need to. So I'm sure the pitcher will throw pitches to play to how his defense is. We're looking set up outside right now, curveball outside. The trend seems to be setting up inside on fastballs and then going away with the curveball.
1 ball and 1 strike on Darren Terrell. There's that 1-1 pitch. Oh, check swing, and he says it's going to be 2 balls and 1 strike. Darren Terrell, who struck out looking his last plate appearance. So this pitcher, Zane Brown, he has been able to struggle, or has been able to. Oh, and he will rifle a single into the shallow part of the outfield for a base hit. So that will give Darren Terrell a single with 2 away. What do you see? What do you see a 2-route rally coming to play?
He got jammed there on the fastball inside, going with that trend of throwing inside to inside on the fastballs and then going away with the curveballs or down with the curveball. But he had enough power to get it over the third baseman's head, and here on the turf it bounced into left field. That brings up our 4-hole, Burnstead to the 4-hole here. We're going back away now with the fastballs, so it looks like he may be going back into what I would say the normal high school pitching routine would be. He's setting up inside here. I would say fastball. No, curveball away in the dirt, gets away from the catcher, no throw. The runner's going to move to second base. Pitcher pats himself on the chest saying, my bad. So obviously he didn't locate the spot there. I'm guessing the curveball was supposed to be in, being where the catcher set up at. But we've got 2 outs now with the runner on second base and I believe a 1-0 count. Fastball outside, 2-0 now. Well, maybe it's 1-1. 2-1. It's got to be 2-1. 2-1 count. Yep. Little chop. Going to be a tough play though by the pitcher, throwing off his back foot. He is safe at first base on a bang-bang play at first. Nice job by the pitcher to get off the mound, but he threw off his back foot, which means he didn't have any momentum going towards first base, but it may have been the only play he had. We were kind of blocked out here by the window, so I couldn't see where he was on the line, but definitely a little chopper in the no man's land between the third baseman and pitcher, and the pitcher went ahead and fielded the ball. So we've got first and third, 2 outs, curveball there for a strike with the 5-hole hitter up looking to move a baseball hard, and the infield is pinched pretty tight up the middle for having 2 outs. So curveball there away, 0-2 count. I would expect a curveball down or away or a fastball up. I think those are the 3 locations that we could go. I wouldn't expect a fastball inside here, 0-2, but you never know. Let's see where he sets up. Sets up over the middle, probably a curveball. No, fastball away there to make it the count 1-2.
1 ball, 2 strikes there on Nick Brannon, 1-2. So here's that 1-2 pitch. 2 outs. Oh, in the dirt, but the runner at first or at third does not move, but the runner at first does move to second. So we're gonna have second and third with two away and the 2-2 count on Nick Brannon, the center fielder tonight for these Crane Pirates. Once again, this will be our final baseball live stream until March, which will be the start of the spring season. A little roller. Scores a run. Oh, and safe. and it's a 4-3 Purdy lead. And we're going to have runners on first and third.
It's a tough, slow roller there. On grass, he definitely would have been safe. No questions, but turf lets the ball roll a little bit faster, and shortstop had a chance to it kind of in the ground, but I'm not sure the third baseman did him any favors by cutting right in front of him at the last second. I'm kind of shocked at the shortstop. It takes a lot of concentration to catch that ball, being with the third baseman cutting right in front of you. Again, the middle infield's pinching and playing in double play depth or for the steal, which probably means the catcher's going to throw through with 2 outs in first and third. Fastball up. We're sitting here 2-0 now for the 5 or 6 hole hitter here. Crane producing, getting the fourth. Did that make it 4-4? That made it 4-4, didn't it?
4-3.
4-3? Okay, so 4-3. And they've done it with a strike on the outside corner. They've done it with a lot of infield singles. I think that's number 3 for the game for Crane. And getting to within 1 run, and wouldn't shock me here. Oh, we got a walk there on a 3-1 count. Bases are loaded now, 2 outs. Coach Hughes is standing in the dugout. Of course, he just had surgery on his knee, so he's probably not going to be moving too much or too often around the dugout. It seemed to be moving pretty good for having surgery, I think, 2 weeks ago. But got the bases loaded here, 2 outs. Bottom of the order is up for Crane, so they're looking to do some damage. Anytime your bottom of the order can do some damage, it's a good thing. Pitcher seems to be a little bit rattled here, and he needs to really zero in and focus on his job and trust his defense right now, because they really haven't played bad behind him. It's just really well-placed balls that, aren't fieldable. So, strike there with a fastball inside. Continuing with the trend of going inside with the fastball and going away with the curveball right there. So we're going to see where the pitcher sets up, or the catcher sets up here with a 1-1 count. He's going away, and it's another curveball, so it goes with the same trend. Which is a pretty interesting trend for high school baseball. You don't see a lot of guys throw inside, but then again, Crane's guys crowd the plate a little bit, and this guy's crowding the plate. We got a ball hit to left field. It's going to be tough. Center fielder comes over and catches the ball in the left center field gap, gets him out of the inning. Still with the lead, 4-3 for Purdy, heading into the bottom of the third inning here at C of O. Good inning for Crane, chopping into the lead. You don't have to, it's early enough in the game, you don't have to get everything back, so they're at least gaining confidence with the fact that they can score runs and do it in multiple ways. Solid hits, and then fighting off pitches to get over guys' heads, and then looks like Crane's got good team speed with beating out 3 or 4 infield singles already.
So with 1 run has already scored on, which we believe it was 2 base hits on a couple errors. And the bases were left loaded. We're going now to the bottom of the third inning. Pirates will have to protect. 4-3 Crane over Purdy. Oh man, this is a big rivalry, Crane and Purdy. What's that? Oh, that's your pool.
Nope, that's a baseball field in Kansas.
Oh my word, it froze over.
No, it's just water.
Oh, they were having a lot of flooding. My goodness. Gee whiz. That's not a good idea about having that, because it could fill up with water. Where in Kansas is that?
Neosho. Brad Ziegler retired today.
Oh, he did? Huh. Let's see, what else can we talk about? Your season as well, your upcoming season?
That's fine.
Yeah. We're coming back up. Welcome back to Coach Bob Smith Field here at College of the Ozarks. Adam Smith, Justin Snyder, head coach for the Clever Blue Jays. His first year out of the SWCL. How does that feel for you coming out without fall baseball? Your first year out of fall baseball.
It's definitely different. Our kids had a good summer, and kids playing all over the place with some travel teams and with us in the summer. See a fastball for a strike there. But, it's definitely been different. Football has come into Clever, and we had our first JV season, and we've got 1 kid playing football, and then we've got a lot of other kids playing in a league at US Ballpark. Another curveball there inside for a ball. leading the count to 1-1. So I think I've got all my starters but one that have played somewhere this fall, and then the one that's played football when he's done next week is going to go start playing some baseball games into the month of October. Ball low there, or fastball low there for ball, so it's 2-1 count. But most of my kids have been playing, and we've had 2 open fields so far, and we're going to continue open fields twice a week all the way through Thanksgiving break. And we've got good numbers. The kids have really good energy, and they saw some really good pitching this fall. 3-1 count now. So I'm excited for the spring. We've got a really good nucleus coming back. I had told you earlier that we have our entire infield back and our starting center fielder. There's a ball outside for the leadoff walk. So we've got a runner on first with no outs here for Purdy, but I'm pretty excited for the spring. We've got a good group of kids. They work really, really hard, and we're still really young. I'll probably end up starting 4 to 5 sophomores, and we've got a good group of seniors. Only have one junior, but he's a great athlete, and we've got some freshmen coming in. Fly ball to right field. Runner was taken off. Going to be he dropped right off his glove. He had to dive to try to catch it, but he kind of They get the out at second base. What a heads-up play by the top or second baseman right there. He had tried to steal second and had to go back because of the ball being hit in the air, and he went back probably a little too far for a ball that the guy was going to have to dive or kind of a sliding catch on. I wouldn't call it a diving catch, and he gets they're looking for an interference call. Oh, wow. Okay, so we're going to see what happens here. I think they're looking for an interference call at least. But the right fielder comes up and throws a second. I don't even think he got him by tagging the base. I think he tagged him out with the glove. But I'm not sure what Coach Hughes is wanting right here. All I heard Coach Hughes say is he's a freshman, so I'm not sure who he was talking about, the base runner or the guy warming up down the base line. But big out there for Crane. What a heads-up play by the right fielder and the second base or shortstop, knowing that they could still have a shot at second base and really kind of get lucky there to get that out.
Definitely a big out for Crane. And we can see if it's going to put some fire there in the Pirates dugout, as that one's going to be out number 2. So quickly and quietly down go the Purdy Eagles, as that will be a line out to the right fielder. And there's 2 away, so good start for those Pirates here in the bottom half of inning number 3.
Yeah, sometimes it takes a little bit of luck and the ball's going to bounce your way, and it definitely did. They got pretty lucky the ball didn't go past the right fielder there on that dive, on the sliding catch. Runner on first here with 2 outs, but nice curveball there, but just a little bit up. One 1-0 count, 2 outs. Purdy looking to try to advance their lead or extend their lead, and Crane here trying to lock in. Got a runner going. Throw to second base is in time, and he got him out. So Purdy gets no runs out of the inning with 2 hits, and Crane somehow manages with 2 hits not to ever have a runner on second base.
And just to get that runner out at second base. As we're headed now to the top of the 4th inning, it is 4-3 Purdy over Crane.
Got a legend in the house, man.
Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
How you doing? How's school going for you?
Oh, not too bad.
I saw you had a good it was a good game. You had a good game last year on the mound. You had Yeah, who'd you play against that game?
I couldn't tell you who it was against.
Oh yeah, this year's senior year?
Yeah, this week my senior year.
Oh yeah? What are you studying now?
Physical education.
PE?
Yep.
You gonna go back to Forsyth and teach that and coach?
Do what?
You gonna coach at Forsyth after this?
Who knows, man?
Teach PE?
I don't know what I'm gonna do.
You should go
Do what?
Next fall.
It'll be I got one more year. The one I transferred in was the one stuff.
Yeah, you should probably coach for Julian. Coach for Julian at Glendale.
Glendale.
They
Yeah.
report another coach, they only got 50.
Or you can always go back to
I
your
can't
old
find
one.
one, he has 50.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you can't take my brother. There, Snyder.
Where's he at?
Gainesville.
Coaching?
He's coaching at Gainesville. He's assistant for Nate Jones, where they both played at Evangel. I've seen a good game tonight. Hoffman, who are you going for in this game?
I don't know, honestly.
Purdy and Crane.
This is Purdy's first year in here.
Yes, it's Purdy's first year in the SWCL. Crane, they've been in there forever.
How are you guys gonna be? Yeah.
Yeah, they're really good sophomores.
Really?
Good seniors, good sophomores.
Yeah.
We're going back on.
Get my sophomores and those strikes.
Back here at Coach Bob Smith Field here at College of the Ozarks, Adam Smith and Coach Justin Snyder from the Clever Blue Jays. Zane Compton, the batter for these Crane Pirates here in the top of inning number 4. Reached on an error and scored an RBI back in the second inning. First pitch to him is a strike at 0-1. Swinging a little tapper foul, strike 2. No balls and 2 strikes there on Zane Compton. Here's the 0-2 to Compton. Oh, and
I'm excited to coach.
lays off on that one. It's 1 ball and 2 strikes. So what are you seeing from Zane Compton in his second plate appearance?
Well, right now we had an SWCL legend walk in Jay Kaufman from Forsyth, so kind of giving him a hard time. Good strikeout there. I'm not even sure what the pitch was, but anytime you can start the inning off with a strikeout, that's a good thing. Crane looks like, is this a leadoff hitter? No, 9-hole hitter here, so he'll be looking to get on base any way he can, but foul ball out of the park. Yep, into the bullpen area, so down 0-1 here to the 9-hole hitter. It wasn't a bad cut there for a 9-hole. Going right at him with a fastball down the middle of the plate, but like we were talking about earlier, Coach Hughes and the Purdy pitcher seem to be sticking to the same recipe here. Inside fastballs, curveballs away. Here he sets up inside again, curveball in. They have tried to go a few times with the curveball inside, which is good because it's going to back. It's good for Purdy. It's going to back the Crane hitters off the plate because a lot of those guys stand right on the plate. So
1 ball and 1 strike there on Seth Steele. Now 1 ball and 2 strikes. Only 1 away, so this bottom of the order for the Pirates has been a big moment. They've been pesky tonight. 1 ball, 2 strikes, and down goes Steele as he swings and misses at it for strike 3, and that will be out number 2 and strikeout number 2 in this inning. That'll bring up Heath Quick, who tripled and struck out here in his first 2 plate appearances tonight. Heath Quick, a junior on this team for the Pirates, as he swings and fouls one at 0-1. No balls and 1 strike, 2 away here in the top of the 4th inning. Here's the next pitch. Strike, as it's now 0-1. Heath Quick thinking it was 2 balls and 2 strikes. There's the 0-2. Oh, ball gets away. So the thing is about these Purdy Eagles, they've been able to get the first 2 outs quickly and quietly, haven't they, Coach Snyder?
yeah, 2 quick strikeouts. Thought he had another one there, so we're going to a 2-2 count there. Fastball down in the dirt. Got the leadoff guy up. My guess is curveball away or a fastball in. He might go curveball in. He's pretty on top of the plate too. Definitely setting up inside here. Fastball inside, check swing. Did he go? He says he did. Strike 3. So it's continuing with the pattern of throwing inside and going away with the curveballs or down with the curveball. Tends to be working as he's kind of starting to settle in. Both pitchers kind of started to settle in here. And Purdy takes a 4-3 lead into the bottom of the 4th.
4-3 lead as we head now to the bottom of the 4th inning. We can see if the Pirates will we're going to see what the Pirates will do defensively. They're going to have to keep that a one-run game where they can take the lead. It's getting late as we head now to the bottom of the fourth inning. It is 4-3 Purdy over Crane. Back here at Coach Bob Smith Field here at College of the Ozarks here in Point Lookout, Missouri. It is the SWCL Tournament Championship game between the Pirates and the Eagles. Adam Smith alongside Coach Justin Snyder from the Clever Blue Jays, last year's SWCL Tournament champions. 1 ball, no strikes there on the batter. That would be Zane Brown. He swings and rips one foul off the roof. Now, Coach Snyder, what do you see in 1 ball, 1 strike with that on Zane Brown, the pitcher?
We're probably going to see something off speed here again. We're starting to roll. Well, let's see here. Yep, curveball inside there for a 1-2 count. My guess here is the Crane pitcher's been going away with the fastballs and going low in the middle and then on the outside with the curveball a little bit too, but let's see here what he does. Another curveball low and inside. That's a tough pitch to lay off of from the left side. Probably Matt Skiles is the best pitcher I ever faced with coming low and in at the feet with a slider or a curveball, and it's tough to pick up from the right side, and it's just a deadly pitch if the guy's got it right there. Strike 3, pitch that was low and away. I couldn't see what the pitch was, but fastball low and away for strike 3. Good start to the inning for Crane's pitcher.
So that will bring up now the new batter. That will be Andres Aldaba. Aldaba, who grounded out to the pitcher in his last plate appearance. First pitch to him is a strike at 0-1. Good job for Isaiah Smith to get ahead in the count at 0-1. Very important if you're a pitcher and you want to get ahead in the count. No balls, 1 strike, already 1 away here in the bottom of inning number 4. Now the next pitch, now a 1 ball and 1 strike count. 1 out here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Pirates are starting to keep those Eagles off the scoreboard. Swing and a miss, and now 1 ball and 2 strikes there on Aldaba, Andres Aldaba. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes there on Aldaba. Oh, inside, and 2-2 the count there on Aldaba. Aldaba coming into this game, he walked it back in the 2nd inning. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Here's that 2-2 pitch. Swinging a little slapper to Conrad. On to first, and there is out number 2, quickly and quietly. And it's going to be a quiet inning for those Crane Pirates. Isn't it going to be there, Coach Snyder?
A good start to the inning there with the ground ball. Nice play by Conrad to get him a bang play at first base. You definitely want to get out of this inning without giving up any runs or getting anybody on. It's always good to have a 1-2-3 inning. Both pitchers could have that 1-2-3 inning here in the 4th, and 4th 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 inning here in the 4th, and the weather with being cold and a little bit chilly tonight, I think the wind's died down still. It's not picked up. Is it still chilly outside? Still pretty cold outside, Mr. Kaufman says. So, the weather can really play, havoc with kids, especially mindset-wise, on gripping the baseball and then, if you don't swing the bat and make great contact, it can hurt the hands a little bit. So we got a swing and a miss there on a fastball 0-2. I'd bet a Big Mac here that we see a curveball low and in the dirt or low and away. Curveball low, ball's hit to second base. Looks like he's going to get out of it. Got him out at first base, gets out of the inning. No runs and no hits, and got picked up 2 strikeouts in the inning too. So we head to the top of the 5th here with a Purdy with a 4-3 lead over Crane.
French fries.
I just don't get it. In high school, it was fine. We'd hang out all the time. Like you said, I don't even think it was social.
I'm back on.
Yeah. Maybe it was this summer.
Who's on deck? Who's in the next batter? That would be Jake Brown, Zed Steele, Heath Quick, Chase Conrad.
See, I figured that's what.
Who's that bat? Oh.
I don't even think that's what it was. His roommate said that the night before, they were up late, hanging out, talking about whatever. He's like, he woke up at 8 a.m. and everything was gone. Just gone.
Like he left campus and went home or what?
Yeah, basically.
Oh my word. Alright, now we're back on. Back here at Coach Bob Smith Field here at College of the Ozarks in Point Lookout, Missouri, just on the other side of Hollister on Highway 65. Chase Conrad, the batter for these Pirates. It's been a quiet night for Chase Conrad, who's struck out twice back in the first and second innings, or pardon me, first and third innings. First pitch to him is a ball 1-0. As we head now into the 5th inning of this game, what's it going to be like for the pitcher of Zane Brown?
It's the new pitcher. Same pitcher. They had somebody warming up last inning, but he settled down a little bit and got 3 quick outs, so they sent him back to the mound. Are you sure this is now? Yeah. And motion looked a little bit different there. We got a 2-1 count. I'd say he hangs with him as long as he can, but again, we're dealing with pitch counts here in the state of Missouri, up and in here for a 3-1 count. So I'm not sure what the pitch counts are, but the first 2-3 innings for both pitchers were long and definitely got the pitch counts driven up. So we'll see where they're at. I mean, I'm sure both coaches will ride their pitchers as long as they can. Ground ball to the right side. First baseman makes the play, throws it to the pitcher who covers the bag for the first out. For a little chopper there to the first baseman on a fastball. Brings up, I think, the 6th hole here for Crane.
Looks like it'll be the third man of the lineup for the Pirates. It's going to be the lefty Darren Terrell. 1 out of 2 lefties as he'll swing and pop one up, or 1 out of 3 righties. In the end, in the foul territory, and there is out number 2 quickly and quietly.
Two quick outs there for the Purdy pitcher. Let's see here. Bringing up, I believe, the 9 hole. Nope, burns it. Okay, so we're in the cleanup spot. Here, he beat out a single an inning or two ago. Ground ball chopper to the, I think, second baseman or shortstop that he beat out. But, this would be a big out here to get out 2 straight innings and 1, 2, 3 and going up and down the lineup without any hits or any runs. there for a 1-1 count. Fastball outside. Both pitchers kind of settling in and getting acclimated with, weather and how the teams were hitting and what they were looking for. And both guys are filling the strike zone up here. It's a 2-1 count on the cleanup hitter. Fastball inside, pulled down the left field line. Almost takes out the bench, into the bench there. Maybe Coach Martin standing down there. I don't know. I can't see. Nope, he's back down towards the closer side to the batter. 2-2 count. My guess, we go inside here. That's been the trend of the day. He's going out, so we're going curveball. Down and away, strike 3. And I got another quick 1-2-3 inning there for the pitcher as we head into the bottom of the 5th. And Purdy still leading 4-3.
As we're now heading to the bottom of the 5th inning, this could be the time for Purdy to tack on. Hopefully we don't see that for anybody on the Crane side. Time running up for the Pirates as we head to the bottom of the 5th inning. It is a 4-3 Purdy lead over Crane.
There's 2 brand new buildings and it's looking further. I think it says Cook out there.
It'll be easy.
Yeah.
Can I have a
No
meeting?
whole baseball, that makes, no.
Oh.
Games that are every morning.
So you have football now?
Yeah.
When did you
This is we had junior high last year, this is the first year they built a sports.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't have this
Size
awful.
for it, we don't either.
That's from what I've seen from the scores.
5 or 6 years.
Well, like, I'm sure we have numbers, like physically the size. I know my sister just graduated, and she had like the regular class, so I think it is good. It's good talking to you, though.
You too, man.
Good luck this year. Thank you, you too.
You too.
Adam, good talking to you,
Yeah,
buddy.
you too, man.
Don't bring too many curveballs to the dirt, to make it if you do, make sure it's in the It's all that's it, that's good.
Adam Smith and Justin Snyder delivering you this live play-by-play coverage here on the Ozarks Sports Report YouTube channel. And Coach Snyder, going into the spring season, what's your schedule going to be looking like for those Clever Blue Jays?
It's pretty tough. We definitely get a swing of the foul ball there for an 0-1 start to the inning. We will start off with New Bloomfield and possibly Northeast Cairo is going to come in too from up by Kirksville. Then we roll out with the right off the bat tournament, which I feel like is one of the best tournaments in the area. We'll have defending state champions Aurora there. We have Catholic, who has, I believe, 4 Division I kids in their lineup, including a Vanderbilt commit and a shortstop. Gage Singer is a just absolute monster from Aurora. So I think he topped out at 94 this summer, and he'll probably be looking. I would say in our tournament alone, you're looking at 2, maybe 3 guys getting drafted next summer in the Major League Baseball draft, and then you've got us and New Covenant and Conway and Forsyth and Spokane, Hartville to kind of round out the mix of the rest of the teams in there as we run to a 2-2 count. So definitely one of the better tournaments at the beginning of the year, and then we've got a baseball hit hard in the left field, slid and caught the ball. So we got one out here on a nice play by the left fielder for Crane. But we've beefed up the schedule a little bit. We've got Mount Vernon on the schedule, and then we'll play Mountain Grove and Licking at US Ballpark, and got a game at Hammons Field. We're not sure who our opponent's going to be for there, and we're working on a trip to Oklahoma City to play Silo, Oklahoma, and one other team from Oklahoma. So we are definitely, we've got to compete with the Fairgroves, Stocktons, and Straffords now. So we've got to beef up the schedule, and 80-plus miles per hour is going to become the regular for us almost on a daily basis now. So we've got to increase the schedule, and those are the things that we kind of had to do. We'll still play Crane, Blue Eye and Spokane from the SWCL, and we kept Crane on because of our relationship with a lot of the people at Crane, and Blue Eye and Spokane are borderline Class 3 schools, so we went ahead and kept them on the schedule too, but we're not sure where we'll get sent for districts as we go to a 3-0 count here to the second batter of the inning for Purdy, but we could get sent west with Sarcoxy and Diamond and Lamar and Stockton, or we could go to what I call Murderers Row with Fairgrove, Stratford, and the rest of our districts. So there's a strike there for a 3-1 count. And, Class 3 baseball is just really, really good right now. And then you've got the rumor mill going that New Covenant's a borderline Class 3. If they jump to Class 3, then Class 3 will just, it will be absolutely ridiculous. Ground ball to the second baseman. Tough hop there, and it eats him up a little bit, so the runner was on first with an error by the second baseman there. Hard hit ball, kind of ate him up a little bit, didn't get the glove down in time, and came up and short hopped him. But we're looking forward to it. We've got, the attitudes, the right attitudes, and the right kind of kids to get it done. And even though we're young, we'll definitely look to compete against the bigger schools. And I think this fall, with most of them playing in that U.S. Ballpark League with the Kickapoos and the Rogersvilles and Catholic and Ozark and those guys, has done them a lot of good in the confidence level. They finished 500 in the league and did a really good job. So, but we'll stop talking about the clever Blue Jays here and go back to Purdy and Crane. Fastball in the dirt there, 1-0 count with one out here. Crane's pitcher, I would imagine pitch count's got to be getting up there. We're into the 5th inning here. And that's starting to borderline probably the 85 pitch mark for both pitchers. We got a square around the bunt. He pulled back. Runner goes to second and is safe. Kind of short hopped the throw. Second baseman couldn't come up with the ball, and so they've got a runner at second now with one out, and I believe the 2-hole hitter up. So kind of a dangerous spot here for Crane with the 3-hole looming, and we'd already talked about him being such a good hitter. And this kid's got at least one hit tonight as the 2-hole guy, and got a little bit of pop in his bat too, so we'll see what happens here. Fastball inside for a strike, 2-1 is the count.
Fastball inside there, 2 balls and 1 strike there on the 3-hole hitter. That's going to be Andrew Martinez. Swinging a little tapper foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Oh, yeah. So this is the 3-hole hitter here in the inning. That is Clay Henderson. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. As all the in postseason play, all the games have now moved on to the National League Championship Series, as that one's going to be rifled into the outfield for a base hit. That's going to stop the runners. That's going to move runners at first and third with 1 out.
Got 1 out here, first and third, to probably the most dangerous person in the lineup for Purdy. And we got a trip to the mound here. Is that Coach Stump or Coach Martin?
That's got to be Stump. Coach Stump.
Okay, so Coach Stump is taking a trip to the mound here, probably to talk about what kind of defense they're going to be in. Knowing Coach Hughes, that runner's going to take off at first base at some point in time. Just a matter of when, and if he does a walk-off or he does a straight steal or what's going on. Coach Harmon's kind of up and moving. No action in the bullpen at any point in time yet. Not sure what Coach Harmon's doing. He's over there having a conversation with the runner at third right now. I don't even know where Coach Hughes is at. Hughes is at the plate with the umpire right now. I'm not sure what in the world is going on. We got Stump on the mound. We got Coach Harmon at third base talking, probably trying to tell him that he doesn't need to tag up or that he needs to run into an out. That's what I'd be telling him. So, that's probably what we got going on there. Just knowing the relationship with all the coaches around here, and Coach Hughes and Coach Harmon, I'm sure there was some kind of banter going back and forth with the third base or the runner on third there. But a huge spot here for Purdy, a chance to break open a really close game with their best hitter at the plate. They're definitely in double play depth, not in here. Curveball up for a ball, but this is a huge spot here for the Crane Pirates. try to figure out a way to get out of this. This is a double play candidate, though. You got good speed on first base, decent athlete at the plate, but definitely, hard ground ball can get a double play out of this and get him out of the inning would be huge here. Runner, there it is with the curveball, swinging foul ball. So we now have a 1-1 count. Runners has to go back to first, but good time to pick to run with the curveball's coming, and just a good pitch to run on here. We'll see what he does on 1-1. My guess is probably another curveball. There's a pretty good cut on the curveball right there, but definitely Coach Hughes has to like the spot that he's in, and Coach Harmon trying to figure out a chess game way to get out of it. That's strike 3. I didn't realize that was strike 3 for the batter there. That would explain a lot more about the curveballs. Scoreboard was not accurate, so we were 1 pitch behind, but that's a huge strikeout there for the best bat in the Purdy lineup. And we got a second trip in the inning coming out here, and this looks like Coach Stumpf is coming out again, take another trip out. High school baseball rules are a little bit different. You get 3 trips per game before you have to pull the pitcher. It is not 1 trip per inning, so it's 3 trips per game. Then you have to pull the pitcher, so we're sitting here with the 4-hole up and runners on second and third. It was a curveball, strike 3 in the dirt, so the runner at first base advances to second. Another big spot. This would be really big if Crane can get out of this.
Not just big, but it'll be huge for Crane to get out of this inning. Down 4-3. And do you think that could spark some? Do you think that could spark something there in that third base dugout?
If he can manage to get out of the inning, that's definitely going to be an energy boost for the Crane Pirates. Getting out with only being down by 1 run, and huge strikeout there of the 3-hole hitter, and now we got the 4-hole hitter up, who's another big bat, and another big stocky kid that looks like he's got some pop. I think you said he hit a home run the other day in the game, so we definitely know that he's got some pop in the bat. The outfield is playing very, very deep in center field. Curveball there, outside corner for a strike. Looked a little bit low, but in there close enough for a strike. So we're down 0-1 here to the Purdy batter. Delivery, curveball up for a ball. Definitely probably want to stay low in the zone to the big bats in the lineup. Probably don't want to go up. I would imagine he's a little bit fatigued, so the fastball may not have as much zip on it, and you leave it belt high, sometimes it can get sent a long ways.
Definitely something for Coach Harmon to keep in mind is the fatigueness of the pitcher. He definitely needs to check on the pitcher, see how he's feeling, how if he thinks he needs to come out, then he needs to come out, and then bring in a new fresh arm. 1 ball and 2 strikes there on Mason Schaller. Here's the next pitch. Oh, just missed. That could have been strike 3 on that pitch. 2 balls and 2 strikes. What were you doing if you were Mason Schaller on 2-2?
That curveball is just off the plate. I'd go right back to it here. And he does. Curveball, ground ball, chopper, foul to the left side. Throws it back into the pitcher right here. Great time for a shake and a fastball, probably. He may go curveball again. I don't know. The 4-hole hitter, you definitely want to try to mess with his mind a little bit. Coach Martin definitely knows about the shakes and stuff like that, how important it is. He goes with the curveball, base hit to right field. It's going to drive in 2 runs there with the single to right field. He went back with the curveball for Purdy, and the location wasn't bad. He just did a really, really good job of going up the middle. You could definitely tell he was expecting curveball there. He's probably seen a lot of curveballs in his at-bats, and he definitely looked like he was expecting the curveball there, and that kind of breaks the game open a little bit with a 6-3 lead. And for the Crane pitcher, it's a little bit frustrating because you make a nice pitch and the kid does a good job hitting the ball, and it's just, one kid executes the pitch, and then sometimes the hitter does his job and executes at the plate too, and that kind of seemed to be what happened there because it wasn't a bad pitch. The location was good. It was curveball low and away, and he just did a really good job of driving that ball to center field, and we got a foul ball there down the left side. 2 outs now, 0-1 count, and a 6-3 lead for Purdy.
6-3 lead for Purdy, and that kid of Mason Shallard, he is a very tough out for those Pirates. Very big guy. He's shows a lot of power. More like let's give him like a Luke Voigt kind of power. Matt Adams, Luke Voigt. So yeah, Luke Voigt, Matt Adams, big guy. Also like a Mike Moustakas kind of guy.
Yeah.
Now, which MLB player would you compare Schaller to out of those three of Voigt, Adams, and Moustakas?
Well, because he's gone oppo twice, we're going to definitely go with Voigt. He's trying to steal second there, and he's going to take it. The throw from the catcher went off to the right again. And the second baseman, or the shortstop, I guess, there, backing up, saved a ball from flying or going into center field and allowing the guy on that just stole the base to take up to third. I'd go more Voigt just because he goes oppo really well. Matt Adams tends to want to pull the ball all the time and the curveball away, 2-1 or 3-1 count. And Moustakas does a good job going opposite field too, but pretty sure Coach Hughes isn't paying him as well as those guys are getting paid though. I'm sure Coach Hughes isn't paying anybody. I'm just saying that. Let's hope he's not. So, ball 4 there to the 5-hole. Still nobody warming up in the Crane bullpen, which tells me we're going to see a pitcher, when we do see a pitching change, come in from the field. Or with 2 outs here, down by 3 runs, he's just trying to get out of the inning here without having to change pitchers. But nobody really moving down in the dugout, and nobody getting loose or courting or stretching or anything like that. So it looks like they're going to stick with the guy on the mound to try to finish out the inning. So
Looks like it's going to be Jed Winnett. They'll give out the courtesy runner for Schaller. That's going to be Jed Winnett. And one thing about these Pirates is they do tend to struggle with Purdy. But if we could refresh your mind from last spring, we were at Ash Grove and the Pirates played Purdy. Pirates were down by a score of, which we believe it was 7-6, or no, it was 13-6, and the Pirates went on and won that game 14-13 in a huge game. And that is a big statement to tell you how hard these Pirates fight, don't they? How hard do these Pirates fight from your standpoint?
I can tell you how hard they fight. We had a game where I felt like we dominated almost the entire game last spring, and then I make a pitching change, and in one inning we go from a 5-2 lead to 5-2 lead to down 6-5. So on a 3-run home run, and that's another one of those games where our guy didn't execute the pitches he needed to, and your guys hit the balls that were mistake pitches, and they hit one out and ended up getting the win on just not giving up. And I felt like we had you guys off balance the entire night, and Tyler Deepy had thrown a great game, and Hunter came in and just couldn't get it done. Air there is going to send the runner from third. Slow roller from the shortstop. Tried to make a jump throw to first base and short hopped the first baseman and allowed another run to score. So now we've got a runner on first and third. The runner is going to take second there. No time was ever called, and the runner gets to take second. That's a really heads-up play by the Purdy base runner. The Crane kids had their heads down and weren't paying attention, and the ball was never called dead. So you now have second and third and 2 outs. I mean, there wasn't a dead ball. So I mean, the ball was live, and the runner takes second base there. But Crane's not going to quit. They're not going to give up. The dugout will stay up, and the dugout, I think, energizes them a lot. Got a curveball up in the zone there. But I think Coach Hughes and I can attest for how much in the past 8 years that we've played, the three of us have played each other, that neither team's going to quit or give up. You've seen it both ways. I mean, I've been in games with Purdy. That's that way, too. Shortstop's going to have another play. Here he throws and hangs on and gets the out. So he gets the out there. I'm not sure he would have got the out on the short hop either, but I don't think the jump helped his velocity, and I think it kind of actually hurt him. And he had done it, I think, in the second inning, too, where he tried to make a jump throw on a slow roller, and it pulled the guy off first. So that time he fields the ball cleanly and goes through the throw, and the momentum allowed him to get the out. But we are rolling into, are we in the 7th inning? Sixth. So we're into the top of the 6th here with a 7-3 lead for Purdy. Definitely going to need Yes, time is running out for the Pirates. They've got 6 outs to go, and they've got somebody warming up down in the bullpen. It's way too far for us to see unless Adams got super eyes that would give him superpowers. So,
I'm gonna say it's gonna be Heath Quick.
okay, so he says he thinks it's Heath Quick down in the bullpen right now. But same pitcher takes the mound for Purdy here as we go into the top of the 6th.
Going out to the top of the 6th inning, as we look at the Pirates half, we're into the middle stages of the lineup, and this heart of the lineup for the Pirates has been deadly tonight, hasn't it?
Yes, they have. Both top of the orders and middle of the orders are hitting really, really well, and Purdy got a little help at the bottom of the order there, and then a big hit by the 4-hole hitter to advance them to a 7-3 lead, and then take advantage of an error to score another run. So Crane definitely has their work cut out for them here. They don't have to get all 4 runs this inning, but definitely looking to at least get 1 or 2 to cut the lead, in half. That's kind of what you got to tell your kids is, you don't have to get it all at once, but let's try to cut the lead in half.
As we now kick off the top half of the 6th inning, Nick Brandon the batter for the Pirates. Here's the first pitch to him. It'll be a strike at 0-1. 0-1 the count there on Nick Brandon. Here's the next pitch. 0-2 there on Brandon. And as the night goes on tonight, it's going to get colder as the night goes on. And it's going to make it tougher for both pitchers tonight.
Yeah, it's definitely probably into the low 50s out there. I can check my weather app real quick, and I guess we can kind of see where it's at. But it's definitely chilly. The wind, at least the wind's not blowing anymore, because if the wind was blowing, that would make it just brutal, because during that other game, that wind was howling during their game. So we're going to go to Point Lookout's not going to show up, so we're going to go to Hollister here and see 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Swing on a mitt, or swing on a ball, hit. Great catch, diving catch by the left fielder there for Purdy to get the big first out of the inning. That was definitely a bang play as far as whether you dive. He kind of dove on that one, or slid into the ball instead of taking a full extension dive forward, but definitely got him an out. The temperature here is 55, and let's see what the real feel is, because that's 55 real feel of 52, so it is definitely dipping down. We got a base hit there to left field, so that's a good start. You got a trailer there from the catcher, so you got to be careful with the throw behind. But 1 out here with the runner on first for Crane.
One out base hit there for Isaac Robinson. So I'm going to bring up the pitcher, Isaiah Smith, who started today's game there on the mound. And as we kick it off here in the 6th inning, we've said this before, time is running out once you hit the 6th inning, isn't it, Coach Snyder?
Yeah, it is. Panic mode kind of sets into the mindset of you're now limited to, 6 outs to try to take the lead. And, a 1-run lead is much, much different than a 4-run lead here. Purdy definitely has some comfort room and some breathing room. Crane definitely needs to try to get 1 or 2 runs back here. It's definitely hard to get more than 2 runs in an inning, especially at a park this big. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Goes inside with the fastball again. Seem to be sticking to the plan. Another fastball inside for a strike. They are definitely set the game plan of throwing inside to the Crane Pirates today with the fastball, and it really changed kind of the dynamic of the game, because he was going away, and Crane was hitting the ball away. Starts going inside, and the Crane Pirates have struggled a little bit. So definitely inside is the pitch. There's a ground ball to second base, double play ball. He boots it, and he's not going to have a play anywhere. We have first and second now. Runners on first and second with 1 out here for Crane in the top half of the 6th, with Purdy holding on to a 4-run lead here at 7-3.
Thing about these Purdy Eagles, if you got a 4-run lead, you got to protect. You got to make those outs quickly and quietly, and get your team back in the dugout. How important is that to get those outs with a 4-run advantage?
It's very important with four.
So
For-
at 9 o'clock, there's gonna be a campus-wide tornado drill. All our sirens are gonna go off. I'm just letting you know.
Okay. Definitely a huge thing for as we were just warned that there's going to be a 9 o'clock tornado drill here on campus, right in the middle of the game, right in the middle of the sixth inning. So that'll be interesting.
They
But-
sound their tornado sirens off there at noon every Saturday.
Yeah. So that should get interesting here on everything how it goes. But we definitely have a pitching change here. Who did he bring in here? I can't really see the number.
I can't tell. It's
Another right-handed pitcher here for Purdy. Probably picked up the pitch limit there, and then with two runners on, definitely wants to bring a fresh arm in here to try to get the last 5 outs of this game. It's just another Purdy pitcher, another low to mid 70s guy with big curveballs. That seems to be that's just what they do at Purdy, and they are very, very good at what they do. So we'll see how the Crane hitters. The good thing for Crane is it doesn't look like it's a velocity change, and it doesn't look like it's going to be an actual, you're not jumping in velocity to the 80s. You're not jumping, you're going from the 70s to the 80s. You're staying consistent with where you're at. Kyle Cross is the new pitcher here for Purdy. So that's definitely an advantage, fresh arm for Purdy, but the positive for Crane is the fact that they don't have to change their hitting philosophy or shorten up because the velocity change isn't going to be any different. And he's probably going to pitch about the same.
New pitcher Kyler Props, and now the new batter for the Pirates is going to be Zane Compton. Zane Compton back in the inning, or back on his resume, he reached on an error and struck out looking back in his 2 plate appearances tonight. Here in the top half of inning number 6, Pirates are starting to chip away, safes as they check on the runner. Now with this guy is Zane Compton, who reached on an error and struck out. What's he going to be looking for at the plate?
We'll be looking for a good pitch over the plate. Try something he can drive into the outfield here to pick up some runs. Fastball just misses, so we're at a 1-0 count now. He can be patient. New pitcher on the mound, going to take him some time to get acclimated to the weather and to the baseballs, and he throws a fastball down to the plate there. 1-1 count. His 2 fastballs, the catcher's set up outside, so we'll see if the pitching changes a little bit. If this guy goes back to throwing outside, I would say that, that sets Crane up in a decent spot. Pitch just misses low and away for a 2-1 count. Crane does a good job of hitting the ball the other way, so the change in philosophy of going inside was definitely, whether it was on purpose or not, definitely helped the Purdy pitcher the last couple innings. So see Coach Richardson there going to tell the coaches that there's going to be a tornado warning here in 5 minutes. And so we got a 2-2 count now. Fastball over the middle of the plate. No swing. My guess here, we'll see a curveball. We'll see what's going on. Catcher sets up over the middle. Curveball right down the middle into right center field. No, he did a great job to cut it off. We're going to have to play at the plate. No, we don't. We've got a runner that fell between second and third base. He is tagged out. So, it's got to be a little bit frustrating for Coach Harmon. The kid, I think, was going to try to take third. The ball was cut by the first baseman. I think he would have been out at third had he tried to go, because he wasn't even probably more than 20 feet away from the base at second, and he slipped and fell, and then they were able to get him in a rundown and get him out. That's a huge out for Purdy there. Not a bad pitch from the pitcher, but a good job like we had talked about a second ago. Crane goes the other way really, really well, and the ball's left over the middle of the plate, and they were able to take it the opposite field. Now we're looking at 2 outs here with a 3-run lead. Snap throw from the catcher to first. He is safe at first. 1-0 count, but good job of hitting by the Crane batter, and good heads-up play to cut the ball by the Purdy first baseman. And snag that guy in kind of no man's land between second and third base.
1 ball and 1 strike there on Seth Steele. Seth Steele, who's had a cold night tonight there at the plate, struck out looking and struck out swinging. And we're going to have a ball that was thrown in the dirt on that pickoff attempt, and Compton's going to take second easily. So there's a free base there for Crane. So the fire is not out for those Pirates.
We talked about it earlier, too. Purdy likes to pick a lot. First base, second base. It doesn't really matter where at. They're going to do their picks, and they're going to have their snap throws from the catcher. And got away from him there. Got a strike there, so we got a 1-2 count. Interesting to see what he goes to here. Whether he goes fastball or curveball again. Let's see where the catcher sets up, see if we can't. He's going outside, probably a curveball. It is curveball down, check swing. He did swing. Ball is in the dirt, throw to first. They get out of the inning with only giving up 1 run. The score is Purdy 7-4 going into the bottom half of the 6th inning here. And, kind of escaped some danger there with the base running blunder by Crane. And just a good pitch there for the strike 3. Check swing for that. Looks like we got a new pitcher coming in for Crane. We'll be back at the bottom half of the 6th inning here in just a minute.
Take a commercial break. Unfortunately, I don't have any people sponsoring me yet, but we're working on it. You gonna try the new Flat Creek when it opens in Republic?
Absolutely.
You like that place?
I've never ate there.
Are you serious?
I have tried twice, and I've had a 2-hour wait both times.
Oh, the one in Cape?
Yep.
You should always try again. I mean, they close. Well, they close at like 10 o'clock, so I'd say probably get in there where it's not as busy.
Yep.
Like on a weeknight. Like take your kids, take your wife down to a Cape Fair, and take it to Black Creek.
We've tried, man. I don't want to wait 2 hours. So.
True. What's your favorite place to eat at in Republic?
In the Republic,
Yeah.
probably Beefcakes.
Where's that?
Shopping center right by McAllister's.
Oh, across from Taco Bell.
Yes.
Oh, beefcakes. Mine, either Bears or Big Whiskeys.
I like Big Whiskeys. It's
All right.
expensive though.
Yeah. Okay, here we go. Bottom of the 6th. Bottom of the 6th inning, kicking off here from Coach Bob Smith Field here at College of the Ozarks here in Point Lookout, Missouri, or Hollister, Missouri. Heath Quick, the new pitcher for those Pirates, as he will be facing Zane Brown, the starting pitcher who was taken out for Kyler Props. So both the leadoff men are in the pitch for today's game. Swinging a little roller to Conrad. And a first, and there is out number 1 quickly and quietly for the Pirates. Quickly and quietly for the Pirates. That's one thing that Coach Harmon really likes there with defensive plays.
Yeah, ball was hit hard there, pretty sharp. Good play by Conrad at shortstop. Made a good throw to first base. Let's see. Good curveball there for a strike. Obviously Crane and Harmon are looking to get out of this inning with not giving up any runs here, and that was a good start to the inning. The first out of the inning is always sometimes the toughest to get out of, so definitely a good way to start the inning. Now we've got, I'm not sure what's going on here. Both coaches going towards home plate. I bet they're going to talk about the tornado siren that might be going off and maybe waiting a minute.
Just about a minute from now.
Yeah, we're about a minute away from a tornado siren here. Not that there's a tornado. There's not any weather here other than being cold. So my guess is they're trying to figure out what they're going to do here, play through it or take a delay. I don't personally feel like it'll be a big deal to play through it. I mean, we've played through games where the tornado sirens have gone off just because it was the time for them to go off. For a test. So I'm not sure. I'm sure that's what they're talking about, but I'm not really sure what the debate is here. Yep. The flip side is it probably won't last very long. So I'm sure Coach Hughes is arguing, let's keep it going. I'm sure Coach Harmon wanting to slow things down a little bit and delay this game a little bit. But at the same time, the more you delay, the more the pitchers are going to get, tight. So Looks like we are going to have a short delay here. Not a long one, but a short one. Coach Hughes is walking off the field. They're going to wait this thing out. They're going to allow the Crane pitcher to take some, throws when he needs to, and it's,
It's
probably the logical thing to do here.
It's never a bad moment to kind of pause the game for you to.
This is
take some warm-up throws.
probably one of the more annoying tornado sirens I've ever heard.
Yeah.
It's just like a buzzer going off.
Yeah,
But
I mean, you go to the other cities, like you go to Springfield,
you hear sirens. This one's like a buzzer.
They're more like a
But-
fire truck going.
I wouldn't imagine this will last too long. Probably a couple minutes, and we'll be back at the action.
Range using is on and off. So yeah, as we wait off the tornado sirens here at College of the Ozarks, here at Coach Bob Smith Field. What do you know? This could be a rally starter for the Crane Pirates. What do you know?
Could be. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of any delay in any kind of game, but weather or anything like that. But this is both coaches obviously came to a logical decision here, and the umpire agreed with them. So we'll wait this out and see where it goes. And I don't think it really benefits either team here. So there's probably not a problem with doing it, and gives Coach Hughes and Coach Harmon some more time to rib each other a little bit down the third baseline.
Definitely in a good time to talk trash. Also, talking about fantasy football wise, Coach Snyder and I are in our own lead. It's going to be Ice Cream for Ice Kareem and Boomer Sooner going up against each other this week in fantasy football. I don't know. You going to talk trash to me, Coach Snyder?
Nope. We're just going to keep doing what we're doing, Adam. Winning. So, I'm not sure what the fantasy lineup I've got, but we just keep winning. So we'll just keep chugging along. We are going to get back to play here after about a 3 or 4 minute delay. The sirens don't seem to be going off, so we're going to go ahead and get back into it. We got a 1-1 count with 1 out. Nobody on base here for Purdy. It's getting past my bedtime, Adam.
1 ball and 2 strikes here on. I got me distracted. Tornado sign got me distracted. 1 ball and 2 strikes on Jake Brown, as the tornado sirens are now shutting down. So that will now get us back into the action, kind of take our mind off the game, but now get our mind back on track. That ball's blocked in the dirt by Darren Terrell. 2 balls and 2 strikes with 1 away. Here in the bottom of the 6th inning, Pirates have scored 1 in the top of the 6th inning, as the sirens have completely gone down. 2 balls and 2 strikes, swing and a miss, and down goes Brown here in the 6th inning. And we will see now the new batter is going to be Kyler Props. As that kind of may have do you think that tornado siren may have taken the mind off of Purdy's minds?
I doubt it. It wasn't a very long delay, so if we'd gone 10 or 15 minutes, maybe. But, a 3 or 4 minute delay, I doubt it. It was just a good pitch and couldn't get out to hit it, and a little fastball away and a little bit up. So we got a 1-0 count now with 2 outs. Crane looking to get back into the offensive side and into the batter's box and try to figure out a way to scrap together some runs and tie this game or take the lead here as we're sitting in the bottom of the 6th inning with Purdy holding on to a 7-4 lead in what's turned out to be, a pretty good little ball game after what it looked like was going to be a high-scoring game. The pitchers have settled in, the defenses have settled in, and got a ball there, so we're sitting at 3-1 with the count and 2 outs. So probably looking for a fastball here. If it's close, he's probably going to be swinging.
3-1-0, and he will
Fastball down in the dirt, draws the walk.
And this is where
This is where it gets interesting. 2 outs. You definitely
runner on first. first.
Runner on first with a 2-hole up, who has swung the bat pretty well today, and you got the 3-hole and the 4-hole coming up on deck and in the hole. So this is definitely probably the batter you want to get. The 3-hole's not really done a lot today, but the 4-hole definitely has. So definitely wanting to try to get this out here with 2 outs, 1-0, ball in the dirt. Runner at first base. See what he does here. Probably coming back with a fastball.
1 ball and no strikes, 2 away. 1 ball, 2-0 now on Clay Henderson, 2 away here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Pirates looking to get that last out of the inning and hopefully start a rally. They're down by 3, and you can tell this has been a great game all around, defensively, offensively, pitching wise. Oh, and they get the out. They get him out as the strike 2, throw him out there at second base, and that could be a spark there for the Pirate dugout. We shall see. We're going now to the top of the 7th inning. It is a 7-4 Purdy lead over Crane. Wow, that was huge. Huge for Crane. So, yeah, it's been an all-around game tonight.
He's right.
What's up?
Hughes is wanting a balk from the pitcher. He's right.
Oh, he's mad?
Not mad, but you can't turn your shoulder.
Yeah.
The pitcher comes set, you can't do this. That's what he's doing.
Yeah. I might do this so we can get some noise inside. There we go. That's not terribly cold.
We got the wind's going that way, so we got.
Oh, it's going this way,
Yeah,
so.
really, he's blocking the cold wind.
Oh yeah, it's a northwest wind that makes it cold. Now they're fired up. Crane's fired up now, so it's gonna. They gotta get to their pitcher. This is right where Crane wants them.
Oh, I wouldn't say that.
No?
Down by 3 in the 7th inning.
Well, Crane's battled in.
I'm not saying they're not going to battle. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
No team wants to go into the 7th inning down.
No. I'd rather go into the 7th inning up.
I guess.
So you're going for Purdy in this game?
No.
No?
I don't know. I don't think Gary wins.
Oh, because it's not clever. He's quick coming up. Here we go. A little bit of a chill in here now.
Yeah.
It's all good. Welcome back to Coach Bob Smith Field. Purdy Eagles are 3 outs away from hoisting the SWCL championship. Heathquick, the batter, it's starting to become the roller coaster ride of your life for the Crane Pirates. As it's starting to click up, and it's starting to calm down, isn't it, Coach Snyder?
Yeah, the Crane bench has just exploded into a bunch of noise and distraction. Good place to be for the Crane Pirates, though, with the leadoff man up to bat and the 2-hole on the deck, and a good place to be in the lineup to try to spark a comeback. We got a 2-0 count here, I believe, to the batter. But as we were talking during the break, definitely a better place to be is the team with the lead going into the 7th inning than behind. But Crane's definitely got the mindset and the never give up attitude to spark a rally if they can get something going here early. I always feel like the first out is the hardest out to get in it. There's a hard hit ball to shortstop, fielded by the shortstop, thrown to first base, dug out of the dirt or out of the turf, I guess. And for the first out of the inning, good dig there by the first baseman. So we've got 1 out with Conrad coming up to plate. With 1 out. So Purdy's 2 outs away from taking the SWCL championship tournament trophy. We've got a timeout here by Coach Harmon to talk with Conrad. I know he's a sophomore, so probably talking a little bit of strategy here about making sure he gets a good pitch that he likes to put some good contact on the ball. And, sometimes young hitters can get a little bit over anxious and they'll roll over on a ball or swing at a pitch that's, not something that's conducive to them, making good solid contact or anything like that. But, Purdy's first year in the conference, them in Southwest taking the place of Forsyth and Clever. So, Coach Hughes is both programs are just used to winning, and Coach Hughes comes from a conference where they've won who knows how many conference championships in a row. And yes, line drive, line out to the second baseman, hit the ball pretty hard. Looked like it was hit harder off the bat than it actually went in the field, but line drive right to the second baseman here. Crane is down to their last out, down 7-4, 3 holes up, and Purdy 1 out away from a conference tournament championship.
Eagles are 1 out away from a conference tournament championship. And how hard is it going to be for these two, or how competitive are these teams going to be next spring, come March of next year?
Oh, I'm sure they'll both be just fine. We still kept both of them on our schedules, and we did so because they're competitive and they're fun to play every week or every year. So, it's one of those deals. Both coaches are going to do their jobs in the off season. The kids will hopefully do their jobs, and we got a 2-1 count here on the batter. But I know, the kids will do their jobs in the off season. The coaches will do theirs, and everybody will come back in the spring ready to go and roll into a new year and the time of year that really counts, spring baseball, when you can put the ring on your finger with state championships. And but this is always, I think, a really neat way to end the year for any team, is to have a conference tournament like this. 3-2 count, 2 outs here. I'm going to turn it over to Adam for what could be the last out of the game.
Pirates down to the last out. Darren Terrell. Here's a 3-2. Swinging a high fly ball. Foul territory. But that will save the out and it will keep the game running. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So this could be a couple seconds for Darren Terrell to take a break, take a deep breath, and to kind of assert himself and to hopefully get himself on base and hopefully spark a 2-out rally here in the top of the 7th inning. Darren Terrell, the batter for these Pirates. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Swinging a high fly ball, foul territory, and foul once again. 3 balls and 2 strikes there on Mr. Darren Terrell. Pirates are battling away. Starting to get a little bit anxious there for those Purdy Eagles. But the Pirates, they know they can battle. They battled back before. They've done it before. They can do it again. 3 balls and 2 strikes there on Darren Terrell. He is the final hope for the Pirates. 3 balls and 2 strikes, 2 away. Pirates coming into this game with a record of 13-7. Here's that 3-2 pitch, swinging another foul ball. 3-2 still. So the Pirates, this is where it's going to get interesting. This is where it starts to get interesting. This is where you want to work that pitcher's count up. So 3 balls and 2 strikes there on Mr. Darren Terrell. Eagles strike away, and they will draw the walk as Terrell will take first base. And that will be a base on balls, and the rally is starting to come alive for the Pirates. It's now going to be Bryson Branstetter, the big designated hitter tonight for the Pirates. Looking to start something on. Looking to keep stuff going. First pitch outside to Branstetter. Now 1 ball and no strikes. Pirates and the Eagles here in the SWCL Tournament Championship here in the top of the 7th inning. Here's that 1-0. There goes Terrell as he manages to steal second easily. So the Pirates flirting with a little bit of small ball. So this is where Harmon is definitely put some passion into the minds of the Pirates, and also something that is also strategically for these Pirates. 2 balls and 1 strike. Pirates down by 4. 7-4 Crane. Here's that next pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike. So 2 away here in the top of the 7th inning. Purdy Eagles are down to their last out of the game. 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's that 2-1 pitch. Strike 2, and the Pirates are down to their last strike. So the Pirates are battling here in the top half of inning number 7. Pirates looking to tack on, and that's going to be down. That's going to be a base hit, and that's going to score Terrell. There he comes rolling around the bases, and that's going to make it a 7-5 Crane lead. And that will move it now to Nick Brandon after that huge base hit by Bryson Branstetter. And the Pirates are not finished yet. And I guess that it looks like that fire is getting bigger now. They're in the third base dugout. It's going to bring up bring up Nick Brannon, the batter, after the base hit by Bryson Brandstetter. And the Pirates say, we will not die tonight. 2 balls and 2 strikes, 2 away. Or pardon me, new count, 2 outs there on Nick Brannon. It looks like we could see a new pitcher. Let's see who it is for the new pitcher. 25, that would be Andres Aldaba is a new pitcher for the Purdy Eagles to hopefully settle down the Pirates and get that last out and hoist a trophy for those Purdy Eagles. With a runner on first, 1 run has already come across the plate for the Pirates. And I hear the office thing coming on here at Coach Bob Smith Field. So the new pitcher is going to be Andres Aldaba. And this is where the Pirates really want these Eagles. They are down by 2 already, starting to chip away. And this is where you really want those big runs to come into factor here with 2 away here in the top of the 7th inning. Already 1 run has already come across the plate. Pirates starting up a rally. Nick Brandon, the batter for these Crane Pirates. He has played center field tonight for the Pirates. And he can make this game a 1-run game with 1 swing of the bat. First pitch to him, a ball at 1-0, 1 ball, no strikes there on Nick Brannon. Pirates still down to their last out, but they are chipping away. They have fought and battled all night long. Next pitch, strike 1, now 1 ball and 1 strike there on Mr. Nick Brannon. And this is where you really want the Pirates. If you're a Pirates fan, this is really where you want your rally to go, is in the heart of the order for the Pirates. 1 ball, 1 strike. Here's that 1-1. Oh, upstairs now. 2 balls and 1 strike. And it's not over yet for those Purdy Eagles, isn't it?
No, it's not. Down 7-5. Up 7-5. 2-1 count. Runner on first base. Strike 2 there. Good fastball on the outside corner. A little surprised we're holding guys on at first here with a 2-run lead, but he's still kind of playing off the bag. He's got a little Albert Pujols going on how he holds the guys on at first, so he's off the bag. But definitely a time for protect the plate here with 2 strikes. Fastball low and away makes the count full, 3-2. I think the scoreboard's wrong. I think it's 3-2. So the runner's going to be going here. He moves to first base when Coach Hughes does behind the runner at first base. So we'll see what happens here. It's getting down to crunch time for Crane with only 1 out left. Fly ball, high fly ball, foul territory. Third baseman over, makes the catch.
Eagles are the SWCL champions of 2018. So a disappointing loss and end for the fall season for the Crane Pirates as they fall to the Purdy Eagles by a score of 7-5. But they will take second place, and that will just about wrap things up for the fall season. We hope you enjoyed all the games that we have streamed live here on the Ozarks Sports Report YouTube channel, but don't go away. We'll have the coaches interview coming up in just a few minutes. And we say stick around, everybody. Welcome back to Coach Bob Smith Field here at College of the Ozarks. I'm with an SWCL champion, Coach Josh Hughes from the Purdy Eagles after that huge SWCL championship win over Crane. Coach Hughes, what was the main focus that you had going into tonight's game against Crane?
Well, we know Brian Harmon and the Crane Pirates very well. They're a well-coached team and very good fundamental team. They do a lot of things right. We knew if we made mistakes, they were going to capitalize. And early in the game, we made some mistakes, and they got some runs on us. And it was 4-3, and then finally we got a big 3-run inning there and kind of got some leads. And they kept pounding away, and they kept coming back. And it's one of those things that you never win until that third out's made. And they're a good team, and but you gotta give credit to our guys. They battled, and the conditions weren't great, and things weren't always easy, and we come out and did a good job and got a win.
Crane also chipped away and had one run in the in the seventh inning to make it a 2-run ball game, but you guys kept the composure. You guys kept those pesky Pirates off the bases. What would your words be to your team of the Purdy Eagles tonight that helped keep the Pirates off those bases and keep more runs off the scoreboard?
Well, I told them that, when they come off the field after the third out, I said that was a team win. Not one person earned that win. It was a team win. All the guys had either a play that they made or an out they got or, an at-bat that got runners moved over or runners scored. And, you got to give credit to Zane. He struggled early on, but he battled and got us into the sixth. And then our bullpen, man, they just come in filling up the zone, throwing strikes. Kai and Andy did a great job there, and keeping them. When you got a lead, you can give up one ever so often, and that's what they did. But they didn't break, and they just bit a little bit, but didn't break.
Coming into the spring season, you guys will play each other once again. What's going to be the firepower? What's going to be the mindset for your team, and also what do you expect from Crane coming into the spring season?
Oh, you don't need to talk up that matchup. It's I don't even know what the date is, but I'm sure the kids do. I'm sure they're looking forward to getting at us again. I mean, we beat them twice this fall, and it wasn't the first game the score was 10-2, but it was 3-2 going into the sixth. Just like today, it was 4-3 going into the fifth, I think it was. So we know them well, they know us well, and we're gonna come out and work our butts off. We're gonna have a great off season and get better in the offseason and kind of continue on the path we're going, hopefully.
If you had any final words to say to the head coach of the Crane Pirates, Coach Brian Harmon, after that second place finish here in the SWCL this fall, what would your final words be to Coach Brian Harmon of the Crane Pirates?
Well, he graduated 5 or 6 kids last year, and he's right back in this game again. It speaks total volumes to what he does as a coach, what that program does. He's doing a great job over there, and I have a lot of respect for him, and we both agree it's so much fun to coach against each other. We do a great job anyways. I think we both do, but whenever we have each other in the opposing dugout, we kind of step up our game, I think, and we both coach at a higher level, and the kids play at a higher level because of it. So it's going to be fun, and I love coaching against Brian Harmon and the rest of these SWCL coaches. It's just a great conference.
All right, thanks for taking the time with us, Coach Hughes. Congratulations on that big SWCL championship. We hope to see you in the spring whenever you guys take on Crane.
Thanks, Adam. We appreciate everything you do for Purdy baseball.
Coach Josh Hughes, after that huge SWCL tournament championship win over the Crane Pirates. That will wrap up our live streams for the fall season, but don't go away. We will be back on November 19th, where we will see some high school girls basketball action going on there at Crane High School on Monday, November 19th. So